Good morning, welcome to the Eletter. I'm going to be focusing mostly on tennis trading profits with the French Open upon us. Quite simple equation, sets equal goals. So think of it in that manner and tennis trading becomes quite easy. It is a little more complicated if you want to go playing game by game, but if you play sets, it's a nice simple entry and exit. Summer calendar, ATPtour.com has the summer calendar for you. It will show you the progression from clay court to grass court to hard court. We're in the clay court season at the moment. French Open qualifiers are being played as I speak. These are the websites you might want to look at. I would only focus really on the first six, I would say. Tennis 24 in particular. TennisStats.com would be a second. Tennis Explorer for the injured player list. Do pause the slide if you'd like to look at any of the other statistic websites there. Researching the players. I'm not going to go into this in depth too much because we're mostly looking just at the French Open and the uniqueness of the men's Grand Slams. But I'm speaking. I've left the screen clear. So if you'd like to keep an eye on these 11 points, I will be expanding upon them in future articles. The main purpose of today's video is just to give you an indicator as to men's Grand Slam, the greatest trading angle you can get off that one. So continuing researching the players, I hope this will give you something to think about. 18 steps. You can research players simply by their odds, of course, and then take a view of the market position there, or by the rankings. If they're tight in the rankings, you might want to lay the favourite. Men's Grand Slam tennis. This is the unique element about the French Open and the purpose of this video. 5 sets. 2-0 therefore becomes a critical scoreline. The player 2 sets down must win the next set, or it's au revoir, Rodders. Shorties have to be laid as well. But let's look at point 1. Whilst we don't have the odds with us at the moment for these matches, this is last year's French Open. So we can look into any examples for you. Here's a good example for you. Draper and de Jong. De Jong losing the first 2 sets. This is the opening of the French Open last year. So Draper already in a spot of bother. If he doesn't win the next set, he's out of the tournament. It's as simple as that. Guess what? Draper wins the next set. Then he wins the next one after that to stay in the tournament, but ultimately loses. But this is the trading angle. You back Draper 2 sets down. Consider cashing out when or if he nails the next set. That's the simple angle we're looking at. It appears so often in these Grand Slams. The 2-0 lead with a sudden third set victory. Also look at 2-1 as well. You see the same with Draper. 2-1 is also a critical scoreline, particularly if Draper was the favourite, because he has to win the next set again to stay, just simply survive the match. This is a 2-1 here. Mokoritzi against Hubert Hurkacz, who I think is a very strong favourite in this one. But 2-1 down. Hurkacz must win the next set. And lo and behold, he does. So those are the 2 main tennis trading angles for the men's Grand Slam. If I want to be ultra simplistic, it would be these angles here. 2-0s and 2-1s, particularly if it's the favourite who is 2-0 or 2-1 down. Short price favourites as well must be laid. Any player at odds of 1.1 or lower as a starting odds must be laid. I call it the Yaz trade. It's a 5-setter, don't forget. The only way is up. Don't forget these shorties are only human. They could get a niggle, a wrist injury, lower back injury. You just never know. Or they could just be having a bad day. You've got absolutely zero risk really with the liability compared to the return. you're going to get 10x your return. So that's something to think about. So we have the day one coupon up already. So my immediate focus would be on Jack Draper, and we've just seen Jack Draper go 2 sets down last year and come back and fight. So he looks layable already at 1.06. You can see the pointlessness of backing, but that doesn't mean there isn't a trading angle to be had in these ultra short price favourites. He's the shortest price so far. How about Novak Djokovic against McDonald? 1.02 has to be laid. For every £2 liability, it's a £100 potential profit. He's getting older and older, Novak, and he will be closing the gap between him and the peloton very soon, you'd think. 1.02, ridiculous odds for Novak. 1.03, Alcaraz as well. Kai Nishikori, on his day, he has had injury problems, but on his day, very, very dismissive of him. 1.03 for Alcaraz. Got to be laid at those odds. 1.02, 1.03 to be very much encouraged. 1.01 has to be laid. Sinner. This suggests 6-0, 6-0, 6-0. Very rarely ends that way. And a 1.05 here on the opening day Zverev. So you've got a number of odds-on lays on Betfair for the first day of the French Open. So that's a crash course into tennis trading. I'm going to be trying to follow this for members. Just wondering how to relay the information. I don't think you'd like a whole raft of Telegram trades when you joined a football service. So I'll have a think about that, because there are some really good trading angles to be had, as you've seen already this tennis. Let's return to football. Watch out for the one goal merchants. They are great insurance trades. Let me just show you one. They are turning up in Sweden. A lot of these one goal merchants. Let me just show you. Very, very touchy mouse. I think my computer mouse is very, very touchy. So members of footballtradingprofits.com are going to benefit from these summer leagues, because I have to research them manually rather than via AI. It's just opens up a whole new door for you, some patterns of which AI won't have picked up on. So the human nuance is the advantage here. Scoring 2 goals in only one match this season. Well, first 2 matches of the season, but since then, failing to score in 6. So what are you going to do here when they score the opening goal, and it being an own goal? I hope you're going to answer, members at least. Cover that 0-1. Look for Gothenburg to equalise. What are you going to do again when they take the lead in the next match, having had 6 consecutive matches without scoring a single goal? Take out the insurance on the 1-0 scoreline. Look for the opponent to equalise. So that's the kind of pattern we're looking for. Single goal merchants having trouble even scoring that first goal. So if they do score it, are they really going to suddenly follow up with 2? So that gives you a nice trading angle. Look out for these teams struggling to score, suddenly scoring an opening goal. If they go on and win, the key word is insurance. Insure that scoreline and look for the recovery. And there's a weekend of football upon us where Spain is coming to a conclusion, as is Italian Serie A. In the English Championship final, we've got the Blades against the Black Cats. It's an ideal chance for Sean Bean come off the bench and score a late winner for the Blades. Spanish La Liga final day, Celta Vigo, Rayo Vallecano, European, Osasuna, European hopes, Leganes, Espanyol, any hope at all, stay out of the relegation zone. Those are the only teams you need to focus on in the final day. I would discourage you from trading any other match. Teams without a need for a win. Look at Liverpool, don't need to win, failing to win the last 3. Premier League, Man City, Newcastle, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa. What do they all have in common? Europa League, Europa Conference League, or Champions League football. It's a squabble about Champions League football. The likes of Newcastle and Arsenal must win now that Man City have leapt ahead. English League 1 final, Charlton against Leyton Orient. I really enjoyed trading Charles Leighton Orient in the run-in. Very good. Obviously, I had an eye on this coming from behind in a couple of occasions in the run-in. Very good trading side. Serie A, Fiorentina, Lazio, Roma, Juve, all up for European football. And at the bottom, outside chance of Verona being caught today. Outside chance, not today, but Sunday. Outside chance. So that's why I include them there. Parma, Lecce, Empoli and Venezia, desperate need for points. Venezia, oh man, playing Juventus, who desperately need points. And the last match of the season. That's all they need, isn't it? So I hope you enjoyed that quick dip your toe in to tennis trading this season. French Open is beginning on Monday. Very exciting start to the summer, full of trading potential. Have a great weekend, and do please join the YouTube channel. Here's the channel. We'll have a live stream on Sunday, on Saturday, and potentially on Sunday, just for the Italians. E-letters that appear here, extra content will appear here as well, and a particular slant towards tennis. So if I can find any tennis trading profits for you in the next week, I will save them and post them here for a tutorial. So make sure you join youtube.com/@football trading profits. Have a great weekend. I will look forward to seeing you for a live stream on Saturday for the conclusion of the Spanish La Liga and a few more additionals. Have a great weekend. Look forward to the Grand Slam as well on Monday. French Open begins from Monday onwards.